Audrey Hepburn once said, "La vie en rose." That is the French way of saying, I am looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Indeed, France is one of the most widely visited and romanticized countries in the whole world. With an ambiance setting of fairy tale-like castles and provincial landscapes, France is beautiful. The culture is famous with baguettes, berets, fine wines, and exquisite cuisine. The French have a certain je ne sais quoi lifestyle that seems effortlessly chic. However, life is not rose-colored for all of its French citizens. Many North Africans immigrated to France following World War II. The border control would keep their eyes closed and let the immigrants pass. Indeed, the workforce was more than welcome to rebuild the country. Since then, however, the demographics have changed, and some French people feel they are losing their French identity due to the number of immigrants coming to their country. Tensions have been high in France following the Charlie Hebdo and 2015 Paris attacks. Mosques have been defaced, and there have been more than 50 separate attacks on Muslim communities since this tragedy. The question is, are these isolated incidents, or do the French struggle with Islamophobia? Unfortunately, France has had somewhat of an antagonistic history with its Muslim population. Relative to Catholics and Jews, Muslim applicants are much less likely to be contacted by employers. France is a secular nation, with strict laws to separate church and state. Some French policymakers have used these secular beliefs to make things more difficult for France's Muslim population. Practicing Islam demands physical expressions of belief from many of its followers. This includes wearing the hijab, or headscarf. In 2004, French policymakers were able to legally ban hijabs and other religious head coverings from public schools. Politicians responsible for the legislations said religious symbols in public schools conflicted with the secular policies, or what the French call laïcité. What is laïcité? Laïcité is France's principle of secularism in public affairs, aimed at fostering a post-religious society. It began during the French Revolution, which sought to dismantle the Catholic Church in France, along with the monarchy, and was written into French law in 1905 to separate church and state. Although the principle is in theory applicable to all religions, in practice it tends to discriminate against Islam. In the spirit of laïcité, France passed a law in 2004 banning religious symbols and clothing like crosses, kippas, and headscarves in public schools. It had the effect of increasing the demand for private Muslim schools, keeping Muslims out of the mainstream instead of integrating them. A similar law banning the burqa in public spaces was passed in 2010. Lawmakers claimed the ruling as a win of feminism and freedom of expression, but some Muslim women argue the opposite point. Muslim women who choose to express their religious beliefs by wearing a veil are now unable to access public places without either being fined or jeopardizing their beliefs. The French Collective Against Islamophobia also says there has been an explosion in physical attacks against veiled women. Adding to all of this is the fact that the Front National, an extreme right political party of the people, drastically wants to cut down on immigration. In 2017, the Front National was led by Marine Le Pen, whose rhetoric fueled anger and fear towards the French Muslim population. Le Pen argued that Muslims are advancing in the neighborhoods. They are putting pressure on the population and recruiting young boys to train in jihad. Le Pen promised to end immigration, slash crime, and eradicate Islamism. In 2014, Le Pen also announced there would no longer be non-pork lunch alternatives in school, which obviously affects both Muslim and Jewish children. Her opponent, Emmanuel Macron, fought for more pragmatic and fair social policies, as well as controlled immigration laws that would help France as well as their new residents. During his campaign, Macron argued that no religion is a problem in France, and he repeatedly said that Muslims have been treated unfairly by the French government. Most notably, Macron said, "In our country, everyone is free to believe, or not to believe. Everyone is free to practice or have no religion, with a level of intensity he desires in his heart." On May 7th, 2017, Emmanuel Macron won the election against Marine Le Pen and was inaugurated into office on Sunday, May 14th. At 39 years old, he is the youngest post-war leader of France. Many Muslims struggle with finding steady employment and are placed in low-income housing projects. The socioeconomic struggles of poor immigrant families creates a chronic stress environment, which can have devastating effects on children. As is seen in the documentary The Raising of Children in America, children in poverty have higher cortisol levels, which can affect school performance and well-being. Adverse childhood experiences, more often than not, lead to depression and substance abuse, which perpetuates the cycle of poverty and is difficult to break. Thankfully, France is a socialist country and offers more social programs for health and families. As an American from California, I have had very little experience with the Muslim religion. According to the PEW Forum Estate, Islam only makes up 1% of the U.S. population. In France, Islam represents about 6 to 7% of the population. In order to understand Islam a little better, I traveled to Alsace and visited a mosque for the day.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان.
The mosque is not only a religious center, it is also a community center where Muslim families in the area gather. And it is also a school where children learn the Arabic language and the Quran. One of the most important parts of Islam are the 5 pillars. So, I asked Sufyan about it. Quels sont les 5 piliers de l'islam?
L'islam est basé sur 5 piliers. Donc le premier, c'est l'attestation qu'il n'y a Dieu que Dieu et Mohammed est son prophète. C'est le pilier de l'unicité. Le deuxième pilier est la prière, le fait d'accomplir ces 5 prières quotidiennes. Ensuite, le troisième pilier, c'est ce qu'on appelle la zakat. C'est une forme d'impôt pour pouvoir venir en aide à tous les pauvres. Le quatrième pilier de l'islam, c'est le jeûne du mois de Ramadan. Le musulman doit s'abstenir de manger, de boire, de fumer, d'avoir des rapports sexuels avec son épouse, du lever du soleil jusqu'à son coucher. Et le cinquième et tout dernier pilier, c'est le fait de faire le pèlerinage à la Mecque 2 mois après le mois de Ramadan pour tout musulman, d'accord, à condition qu'il en ait les possibilités physiques et les moyens financiers. Et ce n'est pas une obligation. C'est une obligation pour toute personne qui a les moyens financiers et les moyens physiques de l'accomplir. Voilà en quoi se résument les 5 piliers de l'islam.
Merci.
Salam alaikum, je m'appelle Soufiane. Je suis né à Mulhouse, en France. J'ai 38 ans. Je suis technicien en biotechnologie dans une grande société de pharmaceutique. Je suis d'origine tunisienne. Ma famille a émigré fin des années 70. Donc mon père a émigré tout seul en 1976 en Alsace, donc en France. Depuis, il travaille chez Peugeot. Aujourd'hui, il est retraité. Il s'est marié en 1979. Ensuite, ma mère est venue le rejoindre ici. Je suis né en 1980. Mes parents ont choisi la France comme destination parce qu'ils avaient des possibilités de vie meilleures par rapport à la Tunisie. Ça garantissait un avenir pour leurs enfants, un avenir pour eux, de la prospérité, la liberté, l'égalité, la fraternité, des choses que malheureusement dans les pays d'origine on a du mal à mettre en pratique. Les principales difficultés qu'il a rencontrées, c'est, je pense, l'intégration. On vit dans une communauté occidentale avec des cultures, un mode de vie totalement différent. Nous, on vient avec notre mode de vie, notre culture, et essayer de fusionner le tout en harmonie. En général, les gens, ils ont peur de ce qui est différent d'eux. Et je pense que la principale difficulté, c'était ça, c'était s'intégrer. Prouver aux gens que finalement, on est des êtres humains comme eux. Si je dois décrire la France en 3 mots, pour moi, la France, c'est l'éducation, le domaine intellectuel et tout simplement l'espoir. L'islam, c'est un message de paix, c'est un message de fraternité et c'est un message d'espoir également.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
Instead of focusing on our religious and cultural differences, we should celebrate our diversity. For instance, in this little Alsatian city of France, the local mosque, Al-Huda, and the local Catholic Church organize a picnic of the fraternity where everyone is welcome. Thank you for joining us. Dis merci, Minouche. Merci. Et bonne journée à vous.